Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my God, this.
Up.
All right,
Listen.
enough. All of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
She even made me not to slouch. She made me sit up straight. All right. Hello, what is up YouTube? It is your boy Jho-Rpg with another video for ya. We are doing a side quest from our usual gaming content to do another movie trailer reaction. So Walt Disney and Marvel decided to drop the final trailer for Black Widow, which will be released on April 24, 2020 in North America. And I checked the Australian release and it's going to be on the April 30th. Now, personally, I have some issues on why Marvel decided to do a Black Widow movie as an epilogue to the Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity Saga. What I'm trying to convince myself is that Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, made the practical and business choices on how a female-centric superhero should be done and how it should be treated with respect. Not just by the creative staff, but the general audience themselves as well. Because for all of you casual folks out there, Black Widow does not have superpowers per se to become a founding member of the Avengers. She was a former Russian agent who was raised and trained for espionage, weapons, and close quarter combat. Now, between her and Hawkeye, who is unfortunately not getting his own movie despite being one of the founding members of the Avengers himself, the both of them represent the people who have special talents and courage that make them superheroes in this kind of movies. Now, enough talk. Let's go see this trailer now.
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher. Your husband, he renovates houses. You're thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
That's not my story. Before I was an Avenger, I made mistakes. And a lot of enemies.
Taskmaster. And the Shield of Wars. Captain
He's
America.
call signs Taskmaster. He controls the Red Room. They're manipulated, fully conscious, but no choices.
I should have come back for you. How many others are there?
Enough.
Enough. Like two.
To go back to where it all started.
There's only two.
So they never do that to anyone again.
Oh, David Harbour.
We fight with you.
Red Guardian.
You won't win.
I've always found it best
Oh, he did this.
not to look into the past.
That's Black Panther.
Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
With the arrow thing. Shades of Hawkeye.
At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you to be
Ooh,
and who you are.
Thunderbolt Ross.
I made my choice.
The field is hurt.
I'm done running.
Ooh. Who uses a sword?
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my God, this.
Up.
All
Listen.
right, enough. All of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
She even made me not to slouch. She made me sit up straight. Alright. So this movie is set during the aftermath of Captain America Civil War, where the Avengers had to split up due to conflicting ideologies if they should allow themselves to be governed by the United Nations. Black Widow is ultimately sided with Captain America and went against the United Nations that led their faction to be considered as the enemies of the state. Okay, right off the bat, we heard Scarlett Johansson's character, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, talked about herself a little bit before she became founding member of the Avengers. Then we have Florence Pugh playing as her sister, talking about the main antagonist of the movie called the Taskmaster and his connection to the other Black Widow agent. Now, if you watched my previous reaction video of the first Black Widow trailer, I mentioned that Taskmaster has the special ability of emulating someone's skill and technique by seeing them at least once. Think of it as a photographic memory, because we saw him using a rounded shield like Captain America. We saw him using the vibranium claws and the fighting style of Black Panther, and we saw him with a bow and arrow just like Hawkeye does. He is arguably the best antagonist for Black Widow and her family, because he is not someone who is supernatural or super magical. He is just another human that has special talents like Black Widow. And speaking of the family, Natasha will be joined by the Iron Maiden, played by Rachel Weisz, who is popularly known from the movies The Mummy and Constantine. Russia's version of Captain America, the Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, who is popularly known from the Netflix series Stranger Things and the 2019 movie version of Hellboy. And of course, Natasha's sister, Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, who is known for her work in the movies Fighting with My Family and Midsommar. Here is a comic book tidbit. In the comics, Yelena Belova replaced Natasha as the next Black Widow. Seeing how the events of Avengers Endgame, I think Marvel Studios is telling us something here. Another veteran actor who is reprising his role as Thunderbolt Ross is William Hurt. For those who can't recall, he was the general in the Incredible Hulk movie and eventually became the United States Secretary of State in Captain America Civil War. Both movies were part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This movie is directed by Kate Shortland, who is an upcoming director from New South Wales, Australia, and did most of her best directorial work in Australian cinemas, television, and international film festivals. So Marvel Studios has another female director to helm one of their female-led movies. They are not exactly the pioneers in this regard. Let's not forget that it was Warner Brothers and DC that made a surprising hit out of their movie release of Wonder Woman back in 2017, which was directed by Patty Jenkins. If Wonder Woman did not perform well in general, then who knows what is the cinematic environment be like for female-centric superhero films. As I mentioned, this movie is going to be released here in Australia in the end of April 2020. Now, this poses as a problem for me. At the time of making this video, the coronavirus had already infiltrated Australia, and here in New South Wales, there are already at least 40 people who were confirmed with the virus. The New South Wales Ordinance made it clear that it is highly recommended that the citizens should avoid going and staying in crowded places as much as possible. Now, who knows how far the virus has spread by April 2020. Now, me and my wife are hospital nurses, and we started talking if we are going to the movies at this time. She opted not to because she does not want to increase our risk of getting infected, especially coming from a confined, unclean, and usually crowded space like the theaters. Now, her point is understandable. Personally, I never missed watching a MCU movie since the first Iron Man back in 2008. And as a sign of respect to the MCU and to the character Black Widow, I really want to watch this movie inside in a theater as well. I don't know. Perhaps I would be triple careful should I go and see this movie alone at a time when there is the least amount of people watching inside. Now, that is enough talk from me. What about you guys? Are you excited for the Black Widow movie, which is the 24th movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, closing the book out of the Infinity Saga? Let me know at the comments below, and for all of you guys who like what you see here, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for future content. This is Jho-Rpg, and I will see you next time in the next video. Until next time.